Hello, strong people. Week 9, day 3 of off-season work. It is like a lower body day, so we have some hang cleans to start. There's something else we have in there. And then I think it's SSB front box squat, which I can't say I'm really nervous for that, but I mean, I am in a way, just because front squats is, what tweaked my back. So I'm going to do them, just probably light. They're set to 10, so I'm not going to be able to go that heavy anyway. But I can't lie, I don't want to be out here. I'm so tired. I don't know what it is, but Thursday, well, I have a pretty good idea this week. I mean, this is my 3rd day in a row training, and obviously I'm not like, I don't know. Thursdays, I'm just exhausted in general. I don't know what it is, but I get progressively more tired as the week goes. And Thursdays is where it kind of hits kind of like an all-time high. Fridays aren't too bad because I work from home, at least for now. So I can sleep in a little bit. But it still, Thursdays, I have no desire out here, but those are the days when I know I need to come out here the most. So I thought about pushing it to tomorrow, but there's no guarantees that I'll be any less tired tomorrow. And I'd also like to have a day off in between Saturday session. I don't even know what I have Saturday, but I know it's going to be rough because I signed up for overtime like 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. So I'm going to have to get up earlier than usual. I know that's not early for some people, but it's early for me. Only like an hour earlier, but anyway, that's going to be rough. So I'm going to do what I can tonight. Sometimes these are the best days, the days you don't want to be in here, the days you don't feel good. Sometimes those end up being the best workouts. So, I mean, when you expect nothing, you're you're setting yourself up for at least a decent day, I guess. So if you accomplish anything when you're feeling bad, you're like, well, all right, that could have been, that was, not too bad. But I have a little bit higher standards most of the time in here. So I'm excited to try hang cleans again. I'm not super excited because it's cold. And I swear I'll only say that like once or 5 more times probably, but all right, that's enough. Let's get warmed up and get some weight moving. So I don't know how much I'll talk after the opening thing here. I might just do everything and then do a recap at the end. So we'll see.
so this is the last part of the video. I have some other movements to do. I honestly don't know if I'll do them. But I made a commitment at the start of the workout. I had an idea. I'm like, all right, you don't want to be out here that long. You don't want to take too long. You don't want to cool down. So I made a commitment to not sit at all during the workout, and I haven't up until now. And I guess if you call the box squats sitting. So I didn't sit at all. It was basically do a set, change the weight if I need to, do a set, change the weight if I need to, you know, couple minute break, and just kind of go. So that felt good. It was honestly, it's almost muscle memory to sit down in between a set. Because like if you see like powerlifters or strongmen train, like when they're doing heavy stuff, or maybe not even heavy stuff, we sit a lot. It's hard to not do that almost. It was kind of ingrained in my head to want to sit down after a set. I had to catch myself every time, but I didn't, so I'm happy with that. I don't want to sit and talk too long because my phone battery is probably going to... It seems like at the end of the session, when I do these longer videos, that's when it zaps the battery, so... Yesterday, when I recorded that last part, I was rushing through it, which I apologize for, but I plugged it went from like 45 to 20. I sat my phone, because I still had more stuff to do. So I sat my phone down, plugged it in, and let it sit there, and it went down a little bit, and then it started to go, and it slowly charged up a little bit by the time I finished. So I probably didn't need to rush through the ending there, but I couldn't have predicted that, so I won't keep it too long, but 2 sets of 15 reverse hypers. I have some like tib raises. I don't exactly know how I'm going to do those. I bet I could use the Rogue power pin for that. I don't know. There's something else I got to do in there too, and then some other stuff, but I don't know if I'll get to it. So let's at least do this set. Talk a little bit more. Feeling pretty good, pleasantly surprised. So hang cleans felt terrible. Couldn't find the groove. I didn't do them for like, whatever it was, 3 weeks there, 4 weeks. And I just completely lost it. If I would have spent more time on like warm-ups, I could have maybe nailed it down a little bit better, but it just wasn't really a priority, which is probably not a good thing, but we'll do better next week. That's all we can do. RDLs, there's a fine line for me between feeling it in my hamstrings and just trying to move the weight, if that makes sense. And I think I went too heavy there. What did I have on there? Like I had 425 on there, I think, because the second plate in is 55 pounds, so 425 there at the end. Probably too much of a jump for my back. Beltless RDLs that heavy, especially considering I just did like sets of 3 at 500 last week on deads with a belt. Maybe a little too heavy for beltless RDLs. Thought about throwing a belt on, but I was like, whatever. Not whatever, but I was like, I'm confident I don't need a belt to do this. It's that confidence thing. I gotta know that I can do it without the supportive gear. So I notice as the weights get heavier, well, it's not really a problem, but I notice as the weights get heavier, I have a little bit harder time keeping the bar close to my legs. More so at my shins, but that's not a huge deal on RDLs because my legs are back, like my glutes are further back than normal probably. So the center of gravity is, it's a little bit further out in front of me. So as my glutes go back, the bar kind of has to go a little bit more forward for me to stay over midfoot, if that makes sense. It probably doesn't, but in my head it does. So I kind of want to keep the bar a little bit closer during RDLs, a little bit maybe. It felt like I felt it more in my hamstrings on like 335. I thought about staying there, but because it sets a 5, I was like, I should go a little bit heavier. And then we'll do the next set here, and then we'll finish up strong. Okay. There used to be some days where my dismount there would hurt my low back. I don't really know why. I was dripping the condensation of my beard onto the deadlift bar and the SSB over here. It froze mid-set. So that was kind of funny. Then whatever landed on the ground was freezing. The bars are obviously cold in here because it's cold, but it froze to the pad on my SSB, which I thought was funny. I didn't expect that to happen. But talking about squats, let me sit up for this. So I hope you can see me, by the way. I can't lie, a little bit nervous going into squats because this is the movement that hurt me, you know. Not quite the same. This is a high box squat with an SSB for a front squat. I was doing, you know, free squats, power bar, so like a true front squat, except I can't do the front rack position, so I do this. But I went up to 331 I worked up to. Now it's a very short range of motion. It's a high box squat, which is typical for my prep. But that also happened to put me like just below the position in the squat where I hurt my low back. So that was a little bit nerve-wracking. But what I really tried to focus on, all I had in mind the whole thing was staying as upright as possible, not trying to collapse forward, brace that core as hard as I can. And then, you know, feel it in my quads more, you know, as much as I can. So focusing here, and staying as upright as possible. It felt good. I still think my low back is getting tight easy. Not like, you know, not sore necessarily during the workout, but just a little bit tight. So that's something to keep in mind. Probably could have put a belt on for this, but I wanted to go beltless today. So this weight here was more than what I did when I hurt myself. I think. Yeah, it was 320 when I hurt myself because it was 315 I put on the 2.5s. 320. So this is 331. You'll see that obviously on the screen. But I'm pretty happy with that. My low back right now feels like it's been worked. So it's a little odd. It's just I'm just now that I've heard it, I'm a little bit more aware of where I'm feeling things, what feels good, what doesn't. You know, I'm not invincible as I probably would have thought for the last 3 years or so, since the 3 or 4 years I've gone without being really hurt. I've had little tweaks and stuff here, of course, but never like a moment where I'm like, oh, that hurt, I'm injured. So I'm not going to say we're back, obviously. It's just stupid to say that. Like a month out from it, whenever it hurt as bad as it did and whenever it was as debilitating as it was. So I don't know. We'll just keep, you know, building up slowly but surely. You know, we're not pressured in any competitions right now. I'm not, you know, rushing into anything because There's just no need to. There's shows I want to do. I want to compete, of course. If I were to do anything, it'd be a local show. But I still think that's probably a dumb idea because I know me. And I know I'm going to want to go, I'm not going to go in there and just, not give it my all. I can't walk in there and be like, oh, I'm just here for fun. I don't have that feeling in my brain. I'm going to go in there and do what I need to do to win, which would get me a Nationals bid, but it's not really what we're aiming for, There's so many things that could happen throughout the whole year. We got to wait for OSG regionals to be announced, Strongman Corp Nationals, where OSG is going to be this year, the online qualifier for OSG, any other pro-ams that might pop up, who knows, but priority is still making sure that I don't mess up myself again. So I can't say we lifted the heaviest weights tonight or did anything really that crazy, but I think we made some progress. So that's all I can really ask for after feeling just not wanting to be out here. So I'm okay at the end of the video there. Until next time, go out, get strong, stay strong, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.